On today's show, the Dallas Mavericks lose another top 4 player on the team. PJ Washington goes out. Are the Mavs in trouble? Yes, but not in the way you'd think. Also, someone was sitting in Nico Harrison's seat tonight. Tonight's Locked On Mavs.
This is Cooper Flagg, and you're listening to Locked On Mavs.
Nick, that's a good question.
Good morning, Isaac.
You are Locked On Mavs.
Great,
Your daily Dallas Mavericks podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network.
Still can't leave.
Your team every day.
I'm going to get a city like that.
And welcome. You are Locked On to the Dallas Mavericks, your team every day. My name is Nick Angstadt, media member covering the Mavs for 10 years. Thanks for being an everydayer, making Locked On Mavs your first listen and making the Locked On Podcast Network the #1 sports podcast network in America. Somebody today on another Locked On show said that we are the #1 sports podcast network in the galaxy. Apparently incorrect, because we got a company-wide note that is not correct today. Today's episode is brought to you.
You haven't heard of the Venus ones?
There's some nebula out there, apparently, that has a good podcast network. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 if you win. You get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. Joining me, as always, the post-game prodigy from the Great Slightly Biased YouTube channel. What you got for me, Slightly Biased?
I'm more than a post-game prodigy now. I'm a champion.
Hey! Of what?
Winner of Around the Room.
Let's
hosted by
go.
Tony Reale. You know, had to put on for the squad.
You know what? Representing Locked On Mavs there.
That's right.
I appreciate that. I always knew you were destined for big things, buddy.
That's right.
Winner of Around the Room. Let's go. Today's episode, we're going to talk about the Mavs against the Suns. We're going to talk about their loss. We'll talk about Cooper Flagg, how awesome he was. Just looking really great. I mean, an 18-year-old. I got to remind you every single time we talk about him. We'll talk about Brandon Williams and how he has really emerged onto the scene. We'll talk about Klay Thompson. Took 16 threes tonight. How many did he make? We'll find out next. And then somebody was sitting in Nico Harrison's seat tonight. And it was incredible. I'll tell you about it. But let's start here. The Mavs lose somebody else slightly. PJ Washington goes down with a shoulder sprain, and he goes out. Arguably the Mavs' 4 best players to start the season, Kyrie, Anthony Davis, Dereck Lively, and PJ Washington, are now all out for the Mavericks right now. We don't know the severity of PJ Washington's injury. Of course, the Mavericks right now are being very cautious about everybody. Lively and AD have been questionable the last couple of games here, and AD was a decision that seemed to come down from Patrick Dumont that he didn't want him to play in a game like this, that he possibly could have played. And so they're being very cautious all around as the Mavs try and feel out and figure out this next era of Mavs basketball from the front office.
Can I interject?
Of course. You're the
I
champion of Around the Room. You can just say whatever you want.
I did say before we went live I didn't want to talk about this stuff much, but like, what is your takeaway from that?
From Patrick Dumont making decisions?
Yeah, for decisions like that.
That sounds like a classic spending freeze in a business. You know what I mean? Like, he's the CEO of a company, and all of a sudden he goes, all right, we're making some big corporate decisions, budget freeze across every department. Like, everybody just hold off where you are. Like, nobody make any rash decisions. Nobody go spend anything that you're not supposed to or that it wasn't already planned in the budget. Like, let's just hold here. Like let's just hold. We're holding, right? Like, we're not buying or selling stocks right now.
Yeah, because I had some people ask if that was like oh my God, are they like about to trade him and they don't want him to get hurt? I think it's more. It could be, but I think it's more what you said, where it's like, all right, we're about to make some big changes here. Let's just wait a tiny bit and let's wait until you're 100% healthy. And I think it's also kind of an admission of defeat almost, where it's like this thing's already cooked.
Yeah, like the Mavs are what, 3-9 now? They're 3-9. Like they're. Need a 6-game win streak just to get out of this, like just to get back to 500. So it is dire straits right now for the Dallas Mavericks, and that's why I said to the start, are the Mavs screwed? Yes, they are screwed because they're already down this hole, and PJ is out. And PJ looked like he was going to be really good in this game. Looked like he was the advantage early on, and the Mavs played really well in that first quarter. But him going out is a massive blow to the Dallas Mavericks. We'll see how long it is. But I actually think that the AD, like him not playing in this game and him getting the call down from Patrick Dumont to not play in this game is maybe the more interesting injury thing. And I think they're in a holding pattern, just like you said, that they are holding out to see what happens. Maybe they'll trade AD. Everybody and their mom is putting up AD trades. I've seen some good, mostly bad. But, I mean, we'll see what happens with the Mavs going forward. But the Mavs that we saw on the court tonight, they were scrappy. They played hard. They played through these injuries. I thought, like, this is the type of Mavs games that I thought we would see this season with guys injured. Like the ones at the beginning of the season where they just looked helpless, just couldn't get anything going on offense at all. I mean, this game was the Mavs' second best offensive game according to offensive rating, because they got 32 assists, which I thought was huge, and they actually hit some threes, 17 threes total for the Mavs.
Yeah, this was kind of a point of emphasis thing going into the game. It felt like from the way people were talking around the team of like, hey, the fire Nico chance, let's be done with that. These guys are going out there and playing hard every night. And tonight really did showcase that to me. I mean, they're down their 4 best players with PJ going out. Like, that's just insane to me that we're at this point. Obviously, we knew Kyrie was going to be out. But I mean, because you do consider obviously PJ probably in their top 4 with Cooper right on the cusp of that, I would say.
Well, even when AD was playing, PJ was their best player. How many games did we finish and go, like, PJ was the best player on the court for the Mavs tonight?
I mean, I've been calling him MJ Washington all year.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, it just sucks. Hopefully PJ, it's nothing too serious. But, I mean, he only played 5 minutes, and they ruled him out pretty quickly. So that's usually never a great sign. But, yeah, I mean, they played hard, man. They went out there and they fought. And Brandon Williams has just been incredible this season. It's just a continued stretch dating back to last year. Moussa Cisse comes in and is just an absolute bull in a china shop. Like, he is just an endless ball of energy out there. And honestly, it's just been a much more positive contributor than I could have really ever imagined. Like, it's funny, I was talking about, I was like, think about the fact that in the preseason, if you were like, well, hey, one of these two-way guys is going to be playing pretty early minutes and is going to be contributing and like winning their minutes, you would say Ryan Nembhard, right?
For sure. We talked about him way more than we talked about Cisse.
Yeah. Cisse was funny because it was just like, I guess the way these contracts are, Cisse is the only one who's going to make that's like the Cisse conversations.
Well, we talked about he has great blocks, great leaping ability with his alley-oops, like good stuff, showed some good stuff as like a mobile, active center. And then, yeah, by the end of training camp, he was the only player eligible to be a two-way guy. That was the only spot left. And so we were like, well, I guess it's him. There's nothing really to talk about. He's already got the spot. But yeah, his activity was good. 6 fouls, but that's what the bull in the china shop gets. You put him out there, and he got the 6th foul, and Gafford was already at the scorer's table ready to come in for him.
Yeah, I mean, some fouls. I think some out of position defensively. There was one play offensively where Coop's bringing the ball down. It was one of Coop's most impressive playmaking things yet. Yeah. In transition, he completely manipulates the defense. Moose is wide open on the basket. Coop kind of no looks him, and Moose was just not ready.
He threw it over his head. He'd have to do like the over-the-shoulder catch like in the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, but, it's funny because if you go back in time, you should have been like, all right, they're relying on a two-way player. Let's look. It's going to be the big, isn't it? Like,
well, that's going to be. Yeah, right. That's the thing, is that this team was down a lineup that probably could have started for a lot of teams. Kyrie, Exum, PJ Washington, Anthony Davis, Dereck Lively. I mean, that's a lineup right there that the Mavs are out, but they got good contributions across the board from a lot of different guys. And that run at the end of the first quarter, I mean, that's what really killed it for the Mavs. They had a chance to get back into this. What did they cut it to towards the end? They cut it to like, what, 4 or something like that?
No, it was a one-possession game at one point.
Cut it to 3 at one point. That was massive. But the Mavs had that, they let that run go at the end of the first quarter, and he doesn't have a lot of options. Jason Kidd does not have a lot of options, but he threw out a Cooper Flagg at the 5 with Naji, D'Angelo Russell, like a really small unit, and it just got blitzed. Like, it just got destroyed, 21-4, that run at the end of the first quarter, and the Mavs didn't really ever recover from it. They got it back down to like 1 at one point, but then 3 at the end. But man, that was the killer where the Suns really took control. Yeah,
and you got to give some credit. This is a pretty good Phoenix Suns team. I mean, just the way they're playing right now. Obviously, they're 7-5. But it's like night and day watching them compared to the sad embarrassment they put out on the floor over the last couple of years. The ball moves around. D-Book's been awesome. And the Mavs, I think, they kind of went away from it late in the game. But early on, I think they were just too quick to double on Book. And honestly, I thought their rotations were pretty good. But credit to the Suns team, they took advantage of it, and they made the right pass, and they were hitting shots. It felt like, there was an onslaught. I don't know. You could probably pull it up quicker than me with the Suns shot from 3 in the second quarter. It felt like they were not missing at all. And some of them were clean looks off of those double teams.
5 of 10.
5 of 10, yeah. I would have guessed way better than that, but 50% is still 50%. But
5 threes to us is a lot of threes after watching this Mavs team all season.
That's true. Did the Mavs make 5 threes tonight? Oh, they made 17. Jeez.
They made 17. They made 4 in that second quarter.
Yeah, wow, look at them. But yeah, there's the Mavs defensively could have done some stuff better, I think. But really, I do think the bigger story for me is like this Suns team just played a really good offensive game and made some shots, and that was kind of it. The Mavs don't have a Devin Booker right now.
No, they don't have the closers to close out in these games.
Not only the closers, but the guy who's just constantly drawing attention from the defense. That's just going to lead to clean looks for people.
Yeah, Brandon Williams is drawing attention from the defense, and he is creating advantages, which I think is huge for him. And so is Cooper Flagg now, as he's starting to get more comfortable. But yeah, they don't have a guy that just like.
They don't have a guy who's drawing a double the moment he touches the ball.
No, and that's what Devin Booker was doing. The Mavs were doubling, just like they were doubling Giannis. Not as much, but they still were sending it. It was the Mavs' second best offensive game by rating this season. It was one of their worst defensive games. But coming up, I'll tell you why. Cooper Flagg showed even more flashes that he's going to be a great player. I feel like I could do that tease every single time. Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by our friends over at Wayfair. Wayfair, the holiday season is right on the corner. That means it's time to get your home ready, whether you need some more seating for guests, cozy new items and linens, or fun serveware for holiday hosting. Serveware, is that just like fun forks, like a frosty fork? Wayfair Black Friday sales here to help you make your space shine. I know that there's already Christmas decorations in my house, and I'm sure Wayfair will be getting a call or getting a browse here a little bit to check out some more. The best part, you don't have to wait. Wayfair's Black Friday deals are happening all month long with up to 70% off everything from sofas to spatulas. That is quite the range of items right there. I've gotten a lot of stuff from Wayfair, and I love that the shipping is free right to your door. You don't have to worry about figuring out if something's going to fit in your car. I've got nightstands. I got a drink cabinet. I got a whole bunch of things from Wayfair. Don't miss out on the early Black Friday deals. Head to wayfair.com right now. Shop Wayfair's Black Friday deals and get that sale up to 70% off on select items. Wayfair, Wayfair, wayfair.com. Sale ends December 7th.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
Thanks for hanging out with us on Locked On Mavs, being part of the show, part of the Raccoon Squad, listening every day. We appreciate you for checking out the show and listening. We're here every day, multiple times a day right now, doing shows for you. It's talking about this Mavs situation, talking about what the Mavs are going to do with the GM search. Tomorrow, Isaac and I are going to do Anthony Davis trades for the whole show. We're talking about the Mavs. We're talking about the Mavs game against the Suns tonight. And slightly, I did a lap around the arena during halftime, and I normally don't do that, but I did this time. And this guy screams at me from across the way, "Raccoon Squad!" which I still think is a hilarious thing to yell at somebody, and I delighted in it. I delighted in it a lot. Shout out to everybody that I met tonight. If you come to a Mavs game, I'm in section 123, and you can come, and maybe I'll give you a sticker. We'll see.
Yeah, he will. He will give you a sticker.
And every single person will ask me if Slightly is here. That is also the other thing that happens. They ask me, "Do you still have stickers? Is Isaac here? Is Slightly here?" That's what they always ask me.
Isaac is there.
I don't think he was here tonight, but he's here in spirit. He's here in spirit.
He is there in spirit. No, I've been very fortunate to have been invited to several games this year. It's just I can never get out there.
Slightly turns down games. How about that? That's how big.
Well, some people hit me up like 30 minutes before the game, and it's like, dude,
wow, the shade.
I'm very thankful and grateful, but I'm not. I was saying, dude, is it like, dude, I can't make it. Like,
you're the champion of around the room. Like, you can't just
That's
be.
Right.
Like, your schedule is booked out. Like, you're doing appearances and all kinds of things.
Yeah. Does the ownership know that? I mean, I should be getting kind of like a direct. Helicopter ride into the stadium.
He knows now. We know he listens to the show. So
that's right. That's right.
Shout out to friend of the pod, Patrick Dumont. All right, Cooper Flagg, 16 points, 6 boards, 6 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, just doing it all, and still has the bandage on his thumb. Dealing with that, he was dealing with a shoulder issue on his left shoulder, where he left the game. He literally went to the locker room in the first quarter. Then he came back out of the locker room, and as he left, it was a hilarious scene on the broadcast. As he was exiting the locker room, PJ Washington was going into the locker room. It's like a very good example of the Mavs season so far, which is guys going back to the locker room for treatment. And so Cooper Flagg did come back. He finished the game. He's just looking way more comfortable. You mentioned that play with Musa Cisse where he had the playmaking. He's taking advantage of mismatches over and over again. He's got the floater going. He's got different moves, different counters that he's got. His spin move, his crossover behind the back. Like, we've just seen so many things from Cooper Flagg, and that's just all. And then the pull-up threes. He made 3 threes tonight. That was pretty massive for him. But honestly, like his defense, you said it during the game. An 18-year-old should not be this good at defense.
No, I feel like he kind of was game wrecking at certain points defensively in this one with his playmaking, even his individual one-on-one defense when he got switched on to Devin Booker, I thought was very good. And there's mistakes here and there, absolutely. But again, 18 years old. And, you know, sometimes you see these like shot blockers, and that's kind of one thing, but Coop's just kind of roaming around and playing off of instincts defensively, and it is incredibly impressive. I mean, I don't know. He's starting to do this stuff because there was flashes all throughout, you know, the early season games for him, but really over the last week, he's starting to do stuff where at the end of every game, we're like, man, this kid's 18. Like what is this going to look like in 3 years when he's 21? Like, what is it going to look like then? When he's starting to fill out this frame a little bit more and he works on his finishing a little bit, that's when it's going to start to get and he's starting to draw these fouls more, because I do think he drives, and I don't think he's got a bit of a rookie whistle right now. But yeah, man, it feels to me like confidence-wise, it looks like maybe a corner has been turned for him. I think we'll still see some games that aren't great here and there. That's to be expected for any rookie. Yeah, I mean, you look around the league, you got some of these guys that, you know, these things are up and down for rookies. Like VJ Edgecombe, he was getting Michael Jordan comparisons like 3 games into his career, and the shooting splits have been dreadful since. But he still looks good. It's just this stuff happens for these young guys. You know,
you switch the games. He scored 6 points recently. Cooper Flagg scored 2 in one of his first games. Like he switched those, and it's a completely different conversation.
Yeah, for sure. So you know, I think part of it was the early game. It was the first games for Coop where he was shooting poorly, and it wasn't like game 12. Right, it was game 1, game 2, where it was like, oh my God, is this like, what is this play? But to me, he looks like he's turned a bit of a corner, just in terms of confidence and going into games saying, hey, I know I'm starting to figure out my role. I know when to take advantage. I know when to pass the ball, and I know when to just back a dude down and get to the basket. Yep. So that's what's very encouraging to me.
It's a combination of, I think, 3 things. One, his just comfortability in the NBA, getting used to the physicality, getting used to the NBA game. Plus, I'll add that he's not playing against Amen Thompson, Lou Dort, Asar Thompson, Herb Jones all the time anymore like he was at the beginning of the season. That was a murderer's row of defenders to start the season. 3, he's playing with a point guard all the time. Brandon Williams or D'Angelo Russell's out on the court at all times, and that's something that is just opened up everything for him. And 4, I'll just keep going. 4, the injuries have just pared down this team so much that like they have to go to him. He has to step up. Like they need something from him, and I think that's something too that has kind of freed him up. He's not like timid and like, all right, I got Klay Thompson over here, Anthony Davis over here, I got PJ Washington over here, Gafford over here. It's like he doesn't have to worry about all that stuff. It's like you got to get something going. He was the leading scorer for most of this game, and he was the Mavs' best player for most of this game because he had to be.
Well, this will probably even be better after tonight. But 115 minutes before tonight's game, with Brandon Williams on the floor for Coop. In those minutes, per 75 possessions, 24 points, 4 assists, 8.5 rebounds, 61% true shooting. So with Brandon Williams on the court, just somebody who can get into the paint, collapse the defense, you see what that opens up for a guy like Cooper Flagg, where now all of a sudden I'm attacking a closeout or I'm attacking a shifted defense. And that's where he looks really dangerous because he's able to use that athleticism and that size and even get mismatches when guys rotate out. And now it's like, okay, I got Gillespie on me. Like I'm immediately going to back down and go to the post. And that's where he's been effective so far this year. And those are the stuff you look at and you're like, I'm watching this kid who has just gotten better every single like week he's been alive. It's just like going back to Duke and high school. It's like he's just better the next week than he was the week before. So far, that's been the case throughout his young NBA career. And it's like he's going to get better. This will be the worst he ever is, unless he plays till he's like 46 and is just out there, to Udonis Haslem role. But this is probably the worst he'll ever be.
You know what? I was saying that back when he was playing 3rd grade. Like he gets better week after week.
Yeah. I was following you on Twitter at the time.
Wouldn't it be great if you had one of those tweets? Like, have you seen the tweet of Paige Beckers, where that guy has the tweet of Paige Beckers in 6th grade? He's like, "Watch out for this 6th grader. Reminds me of Diana Taurasi." And you're like, that is an insane thing to tweet about a 6th grader, and then it ends up being Paige freaking Beckers. Like that worked out. That was one of the greatest calls into sports Twitter history.
You don't know that guy's account? If you go back and look, it was every single person at the camp. He tweeted it out.
No,
I'm just joking. That would be funny if it's like,
that would have hurt me.
That
would have hurt me spiritually. That would have hurt me
to be good.
That would have hurt me to my core.
And then he just gets calls like 5 years later. Hey, she quit basketball. Yeah, she didn't make
All right,
JV.
delete the tweet. Delete the tweet. She didn't end up being interested. Okay, delete it. Delete it. Go to this one. ACL. Okay, she's done. But Cooper Flagg is awesome. Showed so many different things, and he's kind of making he's allowing Mavs fans to move on, right? To move forward, like to have something to cheer for, because we saw a happy group of Mavs fans coming up. No Fire Nico chance at all. What was the state of the Dallas Mavericks fans tonight? And we'll talk about Brandon Williams, get into his game and more coming up. Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by our friends over at Built. Nobody likes paying rent. Nobody. I mean, it's just every single month, and it feels like you're paying towards nothing. You're building towards nothing. But if you have to, you might as well get something for it. That's where Built comes in. Built is changing the game by turning your rent into real rewards that you can actually use. It's not just rent, too. You can use it on a bunch of other stuff around. So you can go check out Built. You can earn flexible points that can be redeemed towards hundreds of hotels, airlines, a future rent payment, potentially, your next Lyft ride, and more. But Built isn't just about rent. It's about rewarding you around your entire neighborhood, doing everything that you do. Turn your rent into rewards. Start earning points around your neighborhood by going to joinbuilt.com/LockedOnNBA, BILT.com, joinbuilt.com/LockedOnNBA, JOINBILT.com/LockedOnNBA. Make sure that you use that link so they know that we sent you. It's Built. And they have all kinds of different things where you can get rewards. You can go and redeem them, and you get something for your rent instead of just sending it to the landlord and that not being Daniel Gafford. Joinbuilt.com/LockedOnNBA. Also brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel Sportsbook has all kinds of props and odd things that you can use to get in on the action. NBA is back. We're in on it. Man, we're in the season, and I'm sure Cooper Flagg's odds for Rookie of the Year are going up and up and up and up because he has shown so much promise. He's shown so much. And let's see what we got here. Come on, FanDuel. What do you got, Flag? -125. VJ Edgecombe +280. So that one has it's stayed pretty steady. Concanipple, though, coming up the boards, +380. So you can go check out the Rookie of the Year on FanDuel and see what else you got. Cedric Coward +1,400. He's been a good story. Derek Queen has entered the chat, +4,500. Dylan Harper, the number 2 pick, is +7,500 with his injury he's got going on. Ace Bailey +7,500. He's the one I would have picked. And maybe there's still a chance there, but that's long odds right there. Again, if you're a new customer, put down $5. If you win, you get $300 in bonus bets. FanDuel is giving that deal to new customers right now, so head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Please gamble responsibly.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
All right, slightly talking about the Mavs loss to the Suns. We already talked about Cooper Flagg. We talked about the reason why the Mavs lost this game. We talked about PJ Washington's injury. One of the big things that people were wondering coming into this game after Nico Harrison has been fired is how are Mavs fans going to respond? Everybody that I talked to before the game was like, "Oh, well, let's see. We'll see if they going to do sell the team chance. Like if it gets bad, what are they going to do? Are they still going to do the Fire Nico chance?" You had Jason Kidd pregame say that it was disrespectful for the Mavs fans to chant Fire Nico during Mavs free throws. Which, okay, you could take one of two ways for sure. You had the players, PJ and Gafford, talk before the game, which is a very rare thing. The Mavs have not done that like very often at all. That seems to be influence from Mavs' new PR or whatever. And they both had things to say about it and said, yeah, hopefully we can just move forward because it didn't really feel like playing at home that much because it felt like our fans didn't really want us to win like at times. And tonight, there was one person that chanted Fire Nico that I heard from my section during a stoppage of play. And I think he was like up there, but nobody else joined him, and there were no Fire Nico chants at all. Fans seemed back into it. They seemed excited about the Mavs. They seemed cheering for the Mavs. And honestly, like they have been cheering for the Mavs. It's not like they've been rooting against the Mavs. You hear some of these stories, you're like, oh, they're actively rooting against their team. Like they haven't really been. There's been Fire Nico chants for sure, and they've jumped in on it, but it's not like they're actively rooting against their team that much, but it seemed to be back to normal.
Yeah, I mean, the Fire Nico guy, he just doesn't have internet, guys. He doesn't know.
He forgot.
Announce these things in the stadium. He's just not aware.
If you only paid attention to Mavs content, you may not have known.
Yeah, true. No, but yeah, I mean, it's good. I will say, because I see some people that like get a little feisty with Mama Flagg for sticking for going to bat for her son after the
Mama Flagg thing. The Mama Flagg thing. I did a short on this. It's because she was upset that they're yelling it during Mavericks free throws, which right. I get. That is frustrating, but it's also the only quiet moment during the entire game.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fans, the players, kids even talked about this. Understand why the chants were happening, but also they're at a human level, like. of course they're going to be annoyed by it. So I just see, I've seen people go back and forth, like, the players, like, who cares what the player, like, it's not disrespectful. It's like, I mean, they think it is, and it's understandable. That's not to say they shouldn't have been chanting. The fans shouldn't chant. Like, yeah, they should have. Like, they got every right to do it. But of course, the players are going to take it a certain way. And you got to think about it like this. Like, obviously, Nico Harrison deserved to be fired. We all wanted him fired. He completely and totally tanked the value of our franchise and traded away the best player on the team for nothing, really. For no reason, I guess I should say. Like, no disrespect.
Your ownership share went down.
Right, yeah, that's 100% true.
The valuation.
No disrespect to AD or Max Christie, obviously, but I mean, it wasn't a great return compared to like how good Luka is. But we don't know the man personally, you know what I mean? And these guys, you think about it, the turnover, crazy roster turnover. Dwight Powell's the only player on this team that wasn't drafted by Nico or got traded for by Nico or got signed by Nico, so they have a personal relationship there. Like, obviously. Do they share some of our frustrations and like, man, I signed here, like, and you trade Luka? Like, maybe deep down, yeah, but of course they're gonna feel a way about the chance. Like, that's a human reaction.
You'd have to imagine Klay does. Like, he signed here,
for sure.
Turned down less money from the Lakers to come here and to play with Luka, and that didn't really pan out.
Yeah, I'm not going to like bat or defense for Nico or anything. I'm just going to defense for the human reaction of being like, yo, can we chill on the chance now and just try to have some fun out there?
And they did.
Yeah.
They did. There were no more chance. All that. Brandon Williams, 17 points, 9 assists. You mentioned him earlier, but I wanted to go back to his game because he's an advantage maker. The Mavs have needed that. His quick first step is just awesome. He had that steal and reverse dunk, too, that I think Lively was, like, shocked on the bench that he had those kind of ups. But Brandon Williams, I thought, he was plus 11 in this game, too. They won his minutes by 11 points. And so I thought Brandon Williams is such a catalyst and such a big part of this game. He has been awesome, like you said. It is awesome to see him step into this role. I was questionable about Brandon Williams because I was like, well, we only saw it like 18 games or so last year. It was just during March, and March basketball can be weird. But he's done everything he did last year. And there's been some ups and downs. He had 4 turnovers, but he also had 9 assists. And he missed all 3 of his threes, but like, he's been great. I have no qualms about Brandon Williams, and it's great that he's in the starting lineup getting this opportunity.
Oh, yeah, and he's earned it. I mean, he's been by far the best guard on the team so far this season. So hopefully he continues to play like this. I mean, he's kind of turning into one of those players for me where it's like he has that one skill that I just feel will always be there, even in a game where he maybe turns the ball over 4 times or even in a game where he's not hitting shots where it's like he can get to the paint whenever he wants, it feels like. Yeah. So that's something that will almost always translate into pretty good looks. And, yeah, I mean, I'm just happy for the guy, man. Like, he's become a legitimate NBA rotation player off the back of a 2-way contract last year, like fighting to stay in the league. And now to me, he just looks like a solidified rotation guy. I mean, I don't know, obviously I hope he stays on the Mavs for a very long time, but like, even if something were to happen, I feel like any team across the league would look at that and say, yeah, that guy could play for us.
And he was a 24-year-old 2-way guy, which is like kind of older for a 2-way player.
Yeah.
Contrast that with D'Angelo Russell. You said that Brandon Williams has been the best guard on the team. That's because D'Angelo Russell just looks so rough right now. I mean, ever since he got in that starting lineup, there's been something going on with him because he has just not played well at all. 2 of 7 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3. He had 3 assists, but he was a minus 18. They lost his minutes by 18. Part of that was that first quarter run that I talked about that the Suns went on. But, man, D'Angelo Russell just looks rough. Like, it just looks like he doesn't know what he's doing out there.
It's funny because anyone who's like Lakers fans listening to this or anything are like, no, that sounds about right. Like, he just has these stretches in these games.
It's a good week and a bad week.
I mean, tonight, like, he's 27% from 3 so far this season, which obviously is bad. But, hey, he's a shooter. Like, he's going to have to shoot his way into a good percentage. Like, that is what it is. He hits a tough, I think he's like 0 of 4 from 3 at this point. He hits a tough sidestep 3 in the corner. Where it's like, oh, that's a good shot. That's a big shot.
Here he goes.
1 of 5 from 3. Next possession down the floor, it's like, all right, heat check time. 35-footer, 5 seconds in the shot
with
clock.
A hand in
like,
his
what?
face.
Yeah, it's like, what? Why that shot right there? Like, I don't mind you maybe, hey, off of a screen, I'm shooting. Like, I don't mind you trying to get yourself into a rhythm.
Under, yeah.
Because we'll talk about Klay. Like, I'll tell you something right now. I love that Klay shot 16 threes tonight. I do. I love it.
It felt like the Tim Hardaway Jr. thing that we talk about. Like, hey, they just need somebody to take these threes.
Yeah, and this team found themselves down double digits in the second quarter onwards, pretty much. And you gotta claw your way out of that. I like Klay shooting 16 threes tonight. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, for D'Lo, it's like, dude, why the 35-footer? You're 1 of 5.
Man, you know my favorite stat about Klay tonight though?
What?
16 attempted threes, 17 attempted field goals.
Yep.
one, two. They needed him. They needed him to take those shots. He led the team in scoring with 19, and maybe this gets him going. He started to see the bottom of the net. 6 of 16 sounds bad, but it's 37.5%. Like that's pretty good.
No, they needed his shooting tonight, and it was fine watching the game.
And they weren't at the threes. Some of them were quick, like really quick threes, but I don't think any of them were bad.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like he's at least good for a couple bad ones a game, but, if he's making them, it is what it is.
Well, he's also one of the greatest three-point shooters of all time. Like I give him a couple where you go, I don't know if you should take that one. And that's
it's the weird double-edged sword I think we talked about with Klay. It's like, yeah, it's bad. He's a notorious slow starter, but like he's got to shoot his way out of it. You can't just bench him the moment he misses a three. Like he has to shoot his way out of it. So it's just a wait game pretty much, a wait and see game.
Last thing I'll say is I thought Gafford was really good too in this one. 15 points.
So?
Well, he produced 15 points, 9 boards, 2 blocks.
So
he produced this game, and he started to get going scoring. We haven't seen Gafford score this year yet, and this is a game where he finally were like, all right, he's scoring under the basket, he's putting back stuff, he's posting up smaller guys. Okay, we finally saw the Gafford that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mean to come off like that because he did have a couple really nice takes. He looks hurt.
Well, he probably is.
He's like laboring up and down the floor.
He is slow up and down the court. That's for sure.
If he's injured and hurt, at this point, man, you're 3-9. Like, protect your body and conserve yourself a little bit there on that front. I admire.
You already got the contract. you got the extension
sure.
already. Like
that's the last thing that this team needs is like him hurting himself further and being out an extended period of time. So I mean, if it's a couple games of Dwight Powell and Musa Cisse, at this point, does it matter? Like, are we already at that point? 3-9. We've talked about 3-7. We talked about 3-9. Really feels unsalvageable.
Are we at that point? I don't know. In my heart, maybe. In my head, sure. It's like which one?
Because it's like guys will come back, and it's crazy to think if they go on a 10-game winning streak, they'll be 13-9, which isn't even like a good record. And 10-game win streaks are pretty rare.
I got to do my stat again. I did the 2-7 stat. The 2-7 stat was it's a 14% chance.
3-9 got to be worse.
Got to be way worse. So we're getting to the territory where like nobody's made the playoffs.
Yeah,
with that bad start, right? Like,
and in the West, that's an important distinction.
That was the other thing. The 2-7 stat was that it was was what 3-7. The 3-7 stat was that it was 180 teams have started 3-7, and 26 have made the playoffs. Only 8 of them are from the West. It's like.
Man, as of the time we're recording this, the Clippers are down 10 right now, and if they lose this game, they'll be 3-8.
That's wild because they've had James Harden play like an All NBA player, and
the Kings are about to be 3-9. So that could be your one saving grace. Is it's like there's a lot of genuine. Like the Grizzlies lost by 40 tonight. They're 4-9.
The teams ahead of them, right, are the Jazz. Like the Jazz are ahead of them. You're like, all right, well that's gonna.
Yeah, the Jazz always have this early season. It's like at a nursing home last night for Peepaw has just like a little burst of energy. Like that's always how the Jazz are start a season.
Jazz are up there. Who else is like? I guess everybody else.
Well, they're second to last behind the Pelicans are the only team worse than them. So,
but at least you're upwardly mobile.
Yeah,
the Clippers, Kings, and Grizzlies and Jazz are all above you. That's doable. You could make it to the play-in if that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do as a franchise.
I would say right now the Grizzlies will get healthy, and I think they'll probably end up stabilizing and being better than you.
The Clippers Grizzlies got their 2 stars right now, and they look terrible.
Well, Ja looks. I don't know what
they got destroyed by the Celtics tonight.
And Ja didn't play in that one, to be fair. But last night I was watching the game against the Knicks, and I've been watching Grizzlies games just to see. It's like Ja's been trying, like his effort level's been better lately, but he's just like missing everything he shoots and turning the ball over. It's like, is he just Is he washed? Like, what am I watching? Is he just like
Isn't he like 26 or 25?
I don't know what it is. Like,
25-year-old washed. Most of us.
Well, the good
washed
news
at
is for
25.
Mavs fans, I'm gonna tell you right now, there is a juggernaut about 2 hours up the road that is probably winning 70 plus games this year and steamrolling everyone. So if there's a year to be bad, this was probably the one.
The Oklahoma City Blue.
Yeah,
This G League team.
3 hours down the road, the Rockets, who are good
Wild.
too.
All right, go check out Slightly Biased YouTube channel. He's the champion of the day, champion of the room.
That's
Go
right.
check out his great stuff happening all the time over there. And we'll be back tomorrow. I'll have one more thing. Mark Stein dropped a piece today that just was chock full of so much stuff, so we got to talk about that. So come back, and I'll have more on that later today, wherever you're listening, watching this. Thanks so much for listening to Locked On Mavs. Peace out. Boom.
Cooper Flagg, that's what we're here for, baby.